Hey guys, so today we're going to jump into a tier list video. I'm actually not going to be doing the usual top 10 list that I do for new releases. We didn't really even get a new release. It's just the Zenkais for the Blue Goku and Vegeta and Gogeta Blue. But I really think the meta is in a very good spot right now, and I think there's probably more polarizing character matchups now than we've had in a while, meaning some characters are going to be just really good against others and not so good against other characters. And so when we get into a position like this, I tend to not like doing as much the top 10 rankings because I would just prefer, I think it's a more representative way of measuring things if we make it a tier list instead, when the meta is in the way that it is right now. So what I've done is I've just made ZS and then A through D tiers here. And this list should have all of the relevant meta characters. I mean, obviously I'm not going to put everything on the list, but I'll go through what we have down below, and whatever I think is relevant to include, I'll include. Probably not going to have orders in the tiers. It's probably just going to be, you know, whoever's in the same tier can kind of just be interchanged or whatever. Or if they're not going to be interchangeable, it'll just be super close, and you can just, you know, figure out what you want based off of what I put in the tiers. But that's what I'm going to do. I don't also have a predetermined rankings. I am literally just jumping in here and figuring things out off the fly. Typically when I do the top 10 lists, I always have a predetermined order. In fact, I do a draft of the list first. And typically what I do is I leave the draft for a day, and then I come back the next day and make changes, and then I do the recording of the video. For this, I don't have any order here. We're just going to jump in and we're just going to place characters, and we're going to, you know, I guess sort of first thing we'll do is we'll just put all the characters that I want to talk about and place on the actual roster. And then we'll come back and reorder everything. So let's just go through a lot of the characters that are on here. I assume that a lot of the characters, this is in release order, so a lot of the characters that are higher up are not going to be good enough to make the list here. All right, yeah, nothing here really pops out at me. I mean, I guess we could bring him in. You. Who else is relevant here? These guys. You. Anything else? Okay. Yeah, Green Trunks. Great. Awesome. I guess we could take him. It's gonna be a big list. Big list. I was thinking about grabbing these guys, but we'll leave them out. Anything else here? Nothing. Goku and Bardock we could take. Man, not even grabbing this guy is insane. But it's just tough, man. I don't know. Super 17 will take. Gohan, yeah, for sure. Damn, Golden Frieza. Did we even grab him? Man, that hurts to not even grab Golden Frieza or Super Baby 2. You know, we'll just grab him and we'll just place him anyway. I guess I'll just take we'll take like the Gammas. We'll take these guys too, whatever. Just put them on there. There's no reason not to. Take you. Let's take you. I guess we could take you. Take you. Take you. Evil Boo, yeah. Okay. Omega. Okay. I don't even think I'm gonna grab these guys. Unfortunately, Garlic Jr. was decent when he dropped, but this year, if you dropped as a defensive character that's not named Turles, you're just not gonna age well because of how much power creep insanity we had. Let's grab you. Let's grab Turles. Man, I kind of want to grab this guy. He's not terrible. Let's grab Gotenks, Majin Vegeta. Let's grab you. Mai, Rose. Let me just see here. Okay. Am I missing anything? Diamond Goku, the more recent releases. I'll just drag him up here first. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and then Beast, of course. All right, so it's gonna be you. No, not you. I think that should be good. Am I missing anything very obvious? Nothing from this top row. I mean, this guy got an equipment, but it's not even close to enough. Anything here? Broly. Oh, whatever, just put him on it. Might as well. No. Okay, nothing. No. I actually did a revisit on this character. I don't know when that's dropping. He did not do well at all. Surprise, surprise. I think that's probably it, right? I mean, I'll just put him on here, whatever. UI. This guy, I also did a revisit on him. He actually didn't do horrible, but I mean, you're just never running this guy. So I don't even see a point. That's probably it. I don't really see any. There's no reason to like put anyone else on there, right? All right, we'll go with this, I guess. So what do we want to start with? We just want to start with like the better characters. That would probably be easier to do. So the better characters in Z tier. I mean, I guess something we're gonna need to determine is how strict and how exclusive do we want to be with the higher tiers, right? Obviously, we're doing this. That's obvious. Do I think Beast Gohan stands alone in Z tier? Probably not. Probably not. Let's just take the best characters in the game. Who else? That's probably like a solid top 5, right? Right there. Super Saiyan 3, Daima, Gotenks, and then the 2 Ultra Yellow characters. It's probably the top 5, right? Vegito. It's probably somewhere in here. Turles probably somewhere in here. Gogeta Blue, where is he? Somewhere in here. Gohan is somewhere in here. Am I missing anything? God Goku. It's crazy to say that this guy's actually like in contention with the best characters now, but it's true. Any other standouts? Majin Buu, no. Zamasu. Zamasu probably like here. Super 17, no. Frieza, no. No. That's probably... something like this is probably what I'm thinking for like the upper tiers. Again, we're gonna reorganize all this stuff as we move through the video. I'm just like organizing things in my head as we do this. What do we think is like below these tiers? Probably like Trunks. I mean, this character, you guys are probably not gonna like where I'm gonna place them. They're not very impressive to me. So like Goku and Bardock, 17. Actually, Tamagami we could put in here. I forgot about him. Yeah, just put him in. Let's put him here for now. We can move it around later if we want. Let's do like maybe you. It doesn't really matter. Within the actual tiers themselves, I'm not gonna like order things. Let's do this. Ultimate Gohan is probably actually here somewhere. You are here somewhere, I think. Gammas. We're getting down to like sort of like the scraps here. Let's put Mai somewhere in here. Ultra Super Gogeta is probably in here. Broly. This is actually pretty hard. There's a lot of characters here. Baby. Should we make another tier? Should we do like an E tier? Add row. No, whatever. Can I move this? Yeah, you can move this. E. Might have too many or too little tiers here because there's too many characters in the tiers. Would I change anything here? Green Trunks. I feel like these guys are kind of similar. Kid Buu is probably better than Goku and Vegeta, actually. It's probably not anything too crazy though. Baby, Golden Frieza, Gammas. Who would we move down on this list? These guys? Gogeta? Gammas? Although the Gammas could be pretty good right now. I think the Gammas actually... the Gammas actually might be in a better spot than, like, Baby and Frieza. Vegito is probably still, like, somewhere in here. Let's move him up one. You're probably... Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is probably, like, somewhere in here. UI Goku, I'm gonna move you down here. This is tough, man. This is hard. This is hard. Let's move you here. Baby Golden Frieza, Evil Boo. Evil Boo should be higher. Yeah. Huh. What do we think of this as like an initial look? This is like my initial look here at the tiers. Z, S, A, B, C, D, E. All right. So, I mean, in terms of just like a rough draft, this is the rough draft number 1. This is what I'm probably going to go with. We can start taking a look at individual tiers now. Again, I think it's probably easier to go from top to bottom if you look at this. Yeah, we'll start at top to bottom. Beast, I think, is just the most influential character in the game right now. There's no way I'm taking Beast out of this tier. I think the 2 strongest characters right now, people are going to not like this. If I was going to order this, I would do this. I put Daima Goku as 2. Daima Goku is ridiculous. I think in like 2 months from now, or however long they're going to take to continue giving us more buffs, more characters from Daima, I would be pretty surprised if just like the Daima team wasn't the best team in the game in like 2 months. I mean, we'll obviously wait to see what other stuff we get from Daima, new characters, transformations, fusions, whatever it is, but to have a character this powerful for Daima already, and then we have a really strong 1% sparking with Tamagami number 3 already, this Daima team is off to a really, really good start. I'm going to put, yeah, I mean, again, the orders in here really, you could probably argue like Daima Goku, Gotenks, Majin Vegeta, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku is probably like all interchangeable, actually. Like, they're all really, really strong. Vegito, Turles, Gogeta Blue, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and God Goku. Let's just think about this for a second. Would I move anyone from A to S? Is anyone from A tier competing with anyone in the S tier? I don't think so. I wouldn't. No, I think this is probably good, actually. I think I did a good job initially putting them here. Order wise, again, I'm not going to really spend too much time on this. God Goku's really good. He's better than Gogeta. It is tough. I think the matchup between like God Goku or Gogeta Blue. Gogeta Blue, I guess I should talk about him because he's the newest like addition to why I'm even making this video. Gogeta Blue is, I think, a much stronger character than a lot of people think he is. The fact that he has essentially a game-ending ability on his green card means that, I guess the way I would describe it is it's kind of like a mini Beast Gohan effect, right? Beast Gohan's counter is not strong because of the actual counter effect itself. It's because you are deterring your opponent from actually using Rising Rushes and Ultimates. And it's the hesitation that your opponent has to use those mechanics and use those abilities that make the counter so strong. Gogeta's strength, one of the biggest things he's doing is he's literally preventing your opponent from going for tackles most of the time. And there are situations where if you have a blue card in your hand as Gogeta, the fact that it is a ranged blue card that hits for truckloads of damage, if you have a blue and a green in your hand, there's actually nothing the opponent can do at all. Like if you're in mid-range or long range, there's essentially a counter you can do to anything your opponent does. Your opponent goes for a strike cancel, you can hit him with the blue card. Your opponent goes for a long range blast, you can hit him with the blue card. I guess the only thing your opponent can do, which you wouldn't be able to counter, is a long range blue card, but very few characters have that. Quick attacks, technically, you can counter quick attacks with his green card counter. I've done it before. it's hard to get it consistent. It's almost impossible to get it consistent because the timing window is so short. Probably not worth evaluating him off of the fact that you be able to land that consistently because it's just so hard. But Gogeta's damage is insane. I feel like his defensive utility is also extremely underrated right now. The fact that he's sealing blast cards means that he can actually end combos from characters like Vegito Blue, characters like Gotenks, characters like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who typically wouldn't be able to have their combos stopped that easily by characters. He's kind of like got a mini Beast Gohan effect where he's also increasing cost of blast cards. He's got the same exact disrupt as Beast Gohan at half HP. He's healing on entry. And he's got decent bench options for Zenkai abilities like the yellow Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. So I've had really good results using Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta with the Zenkai Awakening. I feel like he's a really good character, and I think he easily probably makes the top 7. If I was going to do like an actually listed ranking of top 10, he'd probably be like top 7, maybe 8, something like that. He's really strong. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. God Goku's also really good. Got his unique equipment. He had a lot of his issues fixed. He still has some of the better, I guess, environmental forces around him right now. There's like very few purples that exist. He's got insanely good equipment. He's got insanely good Zenkai bench options. He's got really good team options. Everything that is going on for God Goku right now is insane. Like there's almost never been a better scenario for a single character than God Goku right now. AoE green card. He's got the immunity to ki reduction. So if you're going up against somebody like Beast Gohan or Gogeta Blue, he is not going to really care as much about the ki disrupt at half HP, and then he's got double card draw speed when you empty the gauge, so he can easily fill his hand back up. He's got buff removal against blue cards, which means that Daima Goku can't snipe him as easily. Same thing with ultimate, so Majin Vegeta can't kill him as easily. And a lot of times you're also just pairing him up with Daima Goku on the same team. Actually, I think this video is probably going to go up after this one. I did a video looking at God Goku on the Daima team. So it was Tamagami number 3, leader slot, Daima Goku, and then God Goku. I feel like that team's actually really strong. And in that instance, when you have God Goku on the battlefield, there's literally nothing the opponent can do to like snipe him and kill him. He's immune to endurance nullifying rushes. He's immune to endurance nullifying blues. He's immune to endurance nullifying ultimates. So it is very tough to just like take down God Goku. He's got tons of healing. He's got the card destruction on cover change. So yeah, it is pretty hard to kill him. He's pretty resilient. He's got good damage. AoE green card. The only negative with him still is just the fact that he has to land a card first to get cover null, but it's not even that tough to do anymore because I feel like most of the time either you're starting a combo, you're getting priority with him via a green card that gives him cover null anyway, or you can just start the combo. You can like enter the battlefield with him in the middle of a combo and then just like connect with a green card with him. So he does have a lot of ways to get cover null outside of just landing a card first, mainly with the green card. But yeah, I feel like he's a really strong character actually right now. It's crazy to say, but he's also in a really good position, right? He's got a really good position right now in the meta environment. Turles, I don't really think much has changed with Turles. Vegito Blue, it becomes a little bit harder to use this guy if you're going up against Gogetas. Like I said, Gogeta just has the blast ceiling, which really can hurt this character a lot. Remember, Gogeta also has the card draw speed down, which can really hurt this guy in terms of building up his gauge. If you can like disrupt your way out of this character building up his gauge early on, he actually becomes a pretty big liability if you don't have like a very easy way of getting his gauge built up. That's why he dropped with a character like Mai, who draws a green card, because the intended usage of this was to use Mai with Vegito Blue, and you would use Mai's green card force draw with this character just to build his gauge up. So if you don't have something like that, and you're just relying on pure combo potential to get this guy's gauge built up on a team of like something, I don't know, like Vegito Blue, Gotenks, and Majin Vegeta, like people used to run, like I used to run, it becomes a lot harder to do that now with characters like Beast Gohan's arts cost stacking, Gogeta Blue's ceiling and card draw speed down, and maybe even something like God Goku's card destruction on entry now. It becomes harder to really focus on getting this guy built up and ready to go early on. That's why I think Super Saiyan 3 Goku is probably just a better character right now than this character. He's also... This guy's probably also the easiest character ever. Like it's this character, Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Majin Vegeta. They're the two easiest characters to use right now, and pretty close to just saying they're the two easiest they're the two easiest to use characters ever. This guy, you literally, like, you actually just click cards. You don't actually do anything with this guy, but just click cards. I've almost never seen a more easy to pilot character ever. And then Majin Vegeta just has like all those abilities that play the game for you. But I think there's a pretty clear distinction now with this character getting a Zenkai, and now with this guy having his equipment becoming a lot more prevalent. And actually, I think because of that, Tamagami number 3 now sees a bit more play because he has more synergy with like God Goku as well, on the same team, and also as a character to be used against God Goku. Super Saiyan 3 Goku definitely does feel like he has the edge over Vegito Blue now. There's a distinction between these two characters now, where this guy is now going to be not as much of a liability early on. It's going to be as tough, I think, to get him established as it is for Vegito Blue. And then once you get this guy established, I think he does probably just fare better against the better characters right now. So this top Z tier is what I'll have. Again, don't look too much into the ordering of these. Doesn't really matter that much. Turles, I mean, what random ordering here? Probably like something like this. I don't know. Something like this. I'm not going to really look into this too much. Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. This is a character I see very often. Could we move him down to A? Probably. But I would feel much better having him in S. Mainly because who is like really scary for him? Daima Goku has a hard time sniping him because of the gauge. Majin Vegeta can't snipe him because of this guy on the team. Super Saiyan 3 Goku could be a problem, but even against Super Saiyan 3 Goku, one of the only ways of stopping this guy is because of Gohan's gauge. Same thing with Gotenks. Yeah, I kind of like him in the S tier. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. So I feel pretty confident about Z and S here. I don't think I would change anything about this. All right, and then for A, let's see. Again, I'm not going to go too crazy with the order here. Tamagami number 3 probably is like good here. Omega I like a lot. Zamasu's pretty good. There's a lot of yellows. I mean, look at this. Yellow, yellow, yellow. So many yellows. And this guy's still like a pretty recent yellow too. And then this guy's yellow. Now, granted, I don't personally see this guy that often, but I mean, he's a modern yellow character, a recent yellow character. I don't really know if I would change this too much. I think with the release of Gogeta, there's like much less of a reason to run this guy. Like, I'd much rather just run Gogeta. Even though Gogeta would potentially make for a really good bench for Tree of Might Goku, I don't see a reason to run him over Gogeta. Like, why would I run this guy over Gogeta? I don't really see a reason. So I'm going to put him here. Maybe even here. Something like this. I don't know. You can move things around in here, I think. Would I move anybody from B up to A? Would I move anybody from B up to A? Maybe Mai? I actually, once again, I have a lot of pre-recorded videos. I do a video using Super 17, and Super 17 just tears through everything. So he can still look really impressive, but he can also look really unimpressive defensively. So I don't know how much I want to really change Super 17 here. Do I want to move him up more? I guess you could. Look at this, dude. Z, S, and A. There is one blue character. One. Blue is so weak right now. I think blue actually is weaker than purple. It's actually insane because even purple has like this Zenkai blue, Zenkai Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Tamagami number 3, Ultimate Gohan still good. Like, blue has half of Goku and Bardock in this Trunks, but blue is really, I mean, I guess this Gogeta, yeah. Blue is not in a good spot at all. Nah, I think he's probably good here. This guy's pretty decent as well. I don't think anybody from B is on the level of the characters in A. This is sad because like this guy, he's just not, he this is such a bad meta for this guy. Oh, dear Lord. I mean, This is so... Why did they target this guy so much? It's crazy. Order here. I don't know. Let's do like this. Would I have Trunks over? Yeah, I'd probably have Trunks over Gogeta, to be fair. Probably. I don't know. You can move characters in and out. Would I have anybody from C move up to B? Vegito. Yeah, I probably would have Vegito in B, actually. Vegito in B. Yeah. Vegito is not in a great spot. Dude, every character deletes buffs. Deletes buffs, deletes buffs, deletes buffs, deletes buffs. Doesn't delete buffs. Deletes buffs. I mean, technically this is only on blue card and ultimate. Deletes buffs. Deletes buffs. Deletes buffs. Deletes buffs. Deletes buffs. Like, the entire game just deletes buffs now. Red Broly. Kid Buu. These guys just... Not exactly sure what the thought process was for Blue Goku and Vegeta. I think my biggest problem with them is they're supposed to be an offensive character. Number one, they barely gave them any offensive mechanics, and to be honest, they barely even gave them any defensive mechanics. They gave them some. I think they have like Dragon Ball Destruction. They have Type Neutral when they enter it, which is actually pretty good. Type Neutral defensively. They have the Goku side, I know, grabs another card when he lands a strike. But the problem with this character is their cover null being tied to the equipment only, I think it's what, 3 times every time they tag. So after you've tagged for the 3rd time, they just can't get cover null anymore outside of the Vegeta green card effect, which is just terrible. And then the only way they actually get base card draw speed is when they're the last man standing. I think all they needed to do was just give base card draw speed to this character, level 1 base card draw speed. That's all they needed, because then you could stack from there level 2 card draw speed and then potentially even get some instances where they have level 3 card draw speed, which is really, really strong. But not having just base level 1 card draw speed means that they're not going to be able to combo even with force card draw mechanics like the Goku side has when he lands a strike now. Also, something else that they kind of weirdly don't have is they have limits on the amount of blues they can draw with their green card. So like the Goku green card, Goku's blue card is probably one of the stronger blue cards still, just because of how ridiculous the effect is. It gives 70% vanish back, and I think it's what, 50% sustained damage cut penetration. That's a really strong blue card. But he only draws it once to the green card. I feel like it should have at least been like 3 times for both sides. 3 times for Goku, 3 times for Vegeta. If not, just make it unlimited times. I don't really see why they couldn't do that. It would have been strong, but I mean, for the first ever tag character and for how big this character was when they first dropped, I don't think this character was done justice at all. They don't really feel like an overly good offensive character. They don't really feel like an overly good defensive character. The Zenkai ability is kind of strange. Not sure why they're taking this path with the tag character Zenkai abilities, but I don't know if I really want to put them higher than this. They're really not that influential. They kind of feel similar to Hope Trunks, the Z Super Saiyan Trunks that got Zenkai'd in part 1. Kind of feels similar here. What else do we want to talk about here in terms of C tier? This guy just gets clobbered. I guess we probably could move this guy up because he is very strong offensively. Not as strong as we'd like, but there are certain instances where he can come in and just win you the game sometimes, very rarely. Yeah, we'll move him to B. Anything else in here? This guy, maybe we move this guy down, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna move him down to D. This guy's not very consistent. Baby, his time has come and gone. This is what I was afraid of with Baby when he first dropped, is just the way that his gauge is designed, him needing to take hits. And we talked about this a little earlier with Garlic Jr. The reason why Garlic Jr. I didn't even like want to put him on here. We could put probably Goku and Piccolo on here somewhere. I don't know. They probably go like here somewhere. I don't know. The reason why I didn't put Garlic Jr. on here is because there's just been insane offensive power creep this year. Like, think about what the strongest offensive characters were when Baby dropped, and think about what the strongest offensive characters are now. Like, the entire Z tier are insanely strong offensive characters. Like, imagine Baby getting hit by Super Saiyan 3 Goku or Gotenks or Daima Goku. He wouldn't even be able to fill his gauge up a single time. I might just even put him in E, actually. I just don't really see this guy really being able to do anything right now, which is the fear a lot of us had with his style of unique gauge, right? Yeah. That's kind of the fear people have with this guy. And Baby, I felt, was a lot stronger than Rose was on release. So, I don't know. At least Rose has endurance and buff removal, which could be good. But this guy also has the same type of gauge, but at least with Tree of Might Goku's gauge, his fills up when allies get hit as well. So that is pretty good. Golden Freeze are just in a horrible, horrible, horrible meta. This guy's just like, I don't know, like a mix of a free character plus a summonable character, but the Dragon Ball acquisition rate that he has, that's not really going to be something like a mechanic that ages. But the problem with that is it doesn't really matter, right? Right? It doesn't really, like, you can get a rush in 2 seconds. If you're fighting Beast Gohan, doesn't really matter. I'll probably put him in E, actually. Just because of that. The Beast Gohan, like, not caring about rushes. The Gammas, I think, are actually solid. Just, you know, they can obviously die very quickly to like Gotenks or Daima Goku, but I think they're still solid. Like, even with their equipment, they have a good setup on movies. I feel like they can be okay. I feel like they're a good placement for like D tier. Broly, Goku and Piccolo are just like AoE green card spawn city. These guys are not the greatest. This guy just got completely swept under the rug. This guy is just, I guess you use him to just pop Majin Vegeta's gauge and he doesn't get hit by the blue card. That's what his role is now, and as just a stalling character. Is he better than Broly? Ultra, I never thought I'd be comparing Ultra UI Sign Goku to Zenkai Broly. Who would I rather be using? I think I'd rather be using this guy, actually. I would feel safer, I think, using this Goku over Broly. Right? I think we do this. I think I'd probably go something like this. There's a lot of characters in B tier. Would I move anyone from E to D? Okay, we'll do a final check here before we wrap this up. Would I move anybody from E to D tier? No, 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 no. Okay, good. Would I move anybody from D to C tier? No, 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 and then I don't think so for any either. These guys would be the two closest ones, but I don't think so. Would I move anyone from C to B? No. Again, same issue with his gauge that we have with Baby. No. Could you get away with Goku and Vegeta in B tier? Who's the weakest character in B tier right now? Who's the weakest character in B tier? Probably Broly. Would I rather run Broly or Goku and Vegeta right now? I feel like you're more likely to make a game-changing play with Broly than these guys. Right? Would I rather run these guys or Super Vegito? I think Super Vegito is basically what these guys should have been on Zenkai. Not in terms of how strong Vegito is right now, but just in terms of the design of the character. Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty comfortable with this. Kid Buu is tough to really judge right now, but I think there's too many good greens. Look at this. Green, 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 green. It's just really tough to run him right now. Would I move anybody from B tier to A tier? I think the character I could see the biggest argument for probably is Mai. Probably. Mai or Trunks. Maybe. But would I actually move them up? I don't think so. Let me think, actually. Because I've always compared Mai and Fusion Zamasu. Those have been the two characters I've compared a lot because they fulfill like a very similar role on a future team. Fusion Zamasu and Mai, they're both like the third character you run on future. You run Rose and Vegito Blue on future, and then like your third character is just going to be this guy or Mai. You could run this guy actually on future, but I think I'd rather just run Mai or Fusion Zamasu over this Vegeta. He's not bad. This Vegeta's pretty good, but maybe I'll actually just put Mai here. Just move her up one tier. I do like this actually, because Mai is a character I actually do see quite a lot. I certainly see Mai more than Tree of Might Goku. I certainly see Mai more than Omega right now. And I probably see Mai actually more than Tamagami, but I personally do think Tamagami is just better. But these guys are very close. I think you can really go either way on future right now. Trunks is pretty good. This guy can still be a dominant character, but it's just, he's one-dimensional. This guy's pretty solid. This guy's good, but for a Ultra character who's relegated to his banner that dropped 3 years ago, his Platinum needed to be better. Goku and Bardock are decent. This guy's pretty good Zenkai. This guy, compared to when he dropped, is a loser, but he's he's still not like the worst character. Like, I'm not going to move him down to C tier here, I don't think. He probably fits somewhere in here. Evil Buu is still annoying, but we can kind of overcome Evil Buu at this point. And then this is just a horrible meta for this guy, and then Broly's kind of just like where he always kind of has been. Would I move anybody from A tier to S tier? Definitely not Mai. No, 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 no. If Omega got like a really powerful setup on like powerful opponent, I could see Omega actually being potentially worthy of being an S tier, but not right now. And then not for you. Okay, so we're good on that. Would I move anybody from S tier to Z tier? No. Right? I think that's just a straight no. So I think we're probably good with this. Again, I will say I really don't look at placements within the tiers as being too strict. I didn't even really consider that when I did this. I just kind of place characters in the tiers. You can kind of change things how you want them to, or how you want to, but I feel kind of good about this list. If you were to ask me in Z tier to rank the characters, I guess we could do that. I'd have Beast at 1. I'd have Daima Goku at 2. I probably would have Majin Vegeta at 3, and then I'd probably do this. It would be tough. I would probably end up having a shared spot, or even multiple shared spots in Z tier. It's very close. Again, the reason, and that's the reason why I'm doing the format like this instead this time, is because I think there's too many polarizing matchups. Like, oh, if you're Goku, but you're matching up against like a Daima Goku with Tamagami number 3 team, like, yeah, he's not gonna look as good. If you're a Gotenks matching up against a Majin Vegeta and Beast Gohan team, then yeah, Gotenks gonna look really good. But if you're a Gotenks getting matched up against like a team with Turles, or Daima Goku getting matched up against a team like with Turles on it, or this Gohan who you can't snipe, then it's gonna be a little bit tougher for him to perform. So I mean, there's just a lot of, I think, polarizing matchups right now, and it's just tough to really rank characters on a strict 1 through 10 scale. That's why I'm doing it this way this time. I think if I were to like actually place characters, I think S would probably be the hardest to rank, actually. I don't know. But this is what I'll go with for now. Nothing really too set in stone But in terms of the actual placements in the tiers, well, I guess the characters being in the tiers that they are, I'm pretty confident with. But the actual in-tier placements, not too strict with that. So let me know what you guys think of this format. I know I don't typically do this, but I think this meta is good enough to the point where this makes more sense to me. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.